What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And stop whatever you are doing right now, because the A.J. Brown to New England Patriots situation has just taken a turn that nobody was fully prepared for, and the latest bombshell reports dropping as of this week are making this already. Electric's story feel more urgent, more real, and more inevitable than ever before. We are talking about brand new insider intel, a stunning personal detail that leaked out in the last few days, a trade compensation framework that just got a whole lot more interesting, and a source telling reporters exactly when these two franchises are going to get back on the phone and make this thing official. So buckle in, because this video covers everything, and I am not leaving a single detail on the table. Let's start with the report that broke this week and sent Patriots Twitter absolutely into a frenzy, because this is the kind of detail that takes a trade rumor and transforms it into something that feels deeply personal and genuinely real. A source close to the situation revealed to Jim Murray of 98.5, the sports hub in Boston, that A.J. Brown has been actively looking at housing in the Boston area. Read that again slowly. A player who is currently under contract with the Philadelphia Eagles is scouting homes near Boston. That is not the behavior of someone who is passively waiting to see where a trade might send him. That is the behavior of someone who knows exactly where he is going and is already mentally, emotionally, and logistically preparing to be there. You do not browse real estate in a city where you do not plan to live. This detail, more than any insider report or financial breakdown, tells you everything you need to know about how this situation is going to end. And then there is the reporting from longtime Patriots insider Tom Curran, who came out this week and said something that completely changed the framing of this whole story. Curran has covered this franchise for years, and he is not someone who throws words around carelessly, which is why what he said is so significant. He described the trade talks between New England and Philadelphia as feeling less like speculation and more like a foregone conclusion at this point. But the part that really made people sit up straight was his update on the compensation structure. Everyone has been assuming this deal would cost New England a single future first-round draft pick as the headline piece. But Curran reported that the framework being discussed could actually see the Patriots receive a day 2 pick back from Philadelphia as part of the package, meaning the Eagles might be sending something back to New England to help offset the cost of the deal. If that is accurate, the true price of landing A.J. Brown becomes significantly more manageable than the simple first-round pick narrative that has dominated the conversation. A first-round pick going out with a second- or third-round pick coming back is a very different calculation for a front office than just surrendering premium draft capital with nothing in return. CBS Sports NFL insider Jonathan Jones has been equally as confident in his reporting on this situation, stating plainly that Brown will not be on the Philadelphia Eagles roster once the 2026 regular season arrives. And a source told ESPN directly about New England's pursuit of Brown that both sides will definitely be engaging after June 1 St. That word definitely is not a word reporters use casually in a sentence about a trade that might happen. That is a source communicating certainty through the press. And with that June 1's deadline now less than 2 weeks away, the conversation is about to go from background noise to front-page news almost overnight. Now, for those of you who need a refresher on why June 1st is the magic date everyone keeps circling, here is the clean version. If the Eagles trade A.J. Brown before June 1st, they absorb an extra $20 million on their salary cap for the 2026 season, compared to doing the deal after that date. That $20 million is the entire reason this trade has not already been announced. Both teams have agreed on the destination. Both sides understand the compensation framework. The finances are the only variable, and that variable resolves itself the moment the calendar flips past June 1 St. From a pure roster-building standpoint. Philadelphia desperately needs every dollar of cap flexibility they can protect as they try to maintain a championship-caliber team around Jalen Hurts and their core pieces. Paying an extra $20 million in dead cap on a receiver they are actively trying to replace is simply not something a smart front office does when waiting 2 more weeks completely eliminates the problem. And the Eagles have been doing everything possible to replace Brown before he even officially leaves. They signed Hollywood Brown, Dontavian Wicks, and Elijah Moore at wide receiver in free agency. They then traded up 3 spots in the first round of the 2026 NFL Draft, giving up multiple picks to grab Mikhail Lemon, the Biletnikoff Award winner from USC, at number 20 overall. That is 4 wide receivers added in one offseason at a position where a Jay Brown is still technically on the roster. You simply do not build an entirely new receiver room from the ground up unless you have already decided that the player currently occupying the top of that depth chart is gone. Howie Roseman keeps telling reporters that a Jay Brown is an Eagle, but his actions are screaming the exact opposite message at maximum volume. He said that even if Brown does not replicate the 1,500-yard seasons he had during his peak years in Philadelphia, he is still going to have a massive impact on this New England offense in ways that go far beyond his own stat line. Having a true number 1 receiver who demands bracket coverage and draws the defense's best corner on every single snap makes life dramatically easier for every other skill player on the field. Romeo Doubs, who the Patriots signed to a substantial 4-year deal in free agency, had a decent career in Green Bay, but never had an elite number 1 receiver running alongside him. Giardi specifically said he does not see why Doubs cannot hit 70 catches for 850 to 900 yards in a season where Brown is commanding double coverage on the outside and leaving Doubs in one-on-one matchups all game long. And Drake May, a quarterback who has already shown he is willing to throw into tight windows and push the ball into the middle of the field, gets a player who gives him a solve against every pressure look and a reliable target when plays break down. That combination of factors does not just improve the offense incrementally. It transforms it at a fundamental level. The storylines surrounding this trade are also layered in a way that makes it genuinely compelling beyond just the football analysis. A Jay Brown and Mike Vrabel built something real together during Brown's first 3 seasons with the Tennessee Titans. The trust, the communication style, the understanding of what Vrabel demands from his players. Brown already has all of that baked in from years of shared experience. And Drake May is coming off a season that ended in a Super Bowl loss to the Seattle Seahawks, with Vrabel himself walking through that tunnel after the game telling his players they have to be pissed together and carry that loss as fuel into everything they do this offseason. Adding a veteran superstar who has won big games, who plays with elite physicality and competitive intensity, and who is personally motivated to come to New England, that is not just a roster addition. The bottom line as of today, May 18, 2026, is this. The A.J. Brown to Patriots trade is not just heating up again, it never actually cooled down. Every report, every insider update, every roster move from both franchises, and now a personal detail about Brown looking at homes in Boston is pointing toward the same inevitable conclusion. The calendar is the only thing standing between this being a rumor and this being a reality. And when June once passes and those phones start ringing between Foxborough and Philadelphia, the NFL offseason is going to explode in a way that nobody is fully ready for. So make sure you are right here when that announcement drops. Subscribe to this channel right now and hit that notification bell so you are first in line for the breakdown the moment this trade becomes official. Drop a comment below and tell me, what number do you want a Jay Brown wearing when he walks into Gillette Stadium as a New England Patriot? Let's hear it. Like this video if it got your blood pumping, share it with every Patriots fan you know, and I will see you in the very next one. Let's go New England!